Hi, this video is about solving and graphing simple inequalities. So remember, an inequality is a number statement that represents two quantities that are not equal. Our inequality symbols are our less than, because the smaller point we see first, our greater than, because the larger opening we see first, our less than or equal to, because it looks like we added the equal sign to this, our greater than or equal to, and finally our not equal to. 3 is not equal to 7. When we graph an inequality, we're going to draw a part of a number line, a few numbers to the left and right of the number that shows up in our inequality statement. We are going to draw a circle at that number. So less than and greater than are open circles. Less than or equal to, greater than and equal to are closed circles, because that means we're allowed to include the number. And finally, you draw an arrow in the direction of the solutions. So let's try a few problems. For the first 3 problems, why don't you try them, pause the video, try them, start the video again, see how you did. Okay, everyone, I did change number 3 slightly, so I hope you weren't confused with that. For the first one, instead of subtracting 11, we added 11 to both sides. X is less than 46. So I put 46 here, a few numbers to the left, a few numbers to the right. This is an open circle because I don't have an equal sign. And all the numbers that are less than 46, like 44, 43, are on the left side. So I draw an arrow going that way. Instead of multiplying by 11, we divided by 11. X is greater than negative 3. You wrote negative 3. You had a few numbers to the left and a few numbers to the right. I put a circle here. It's an open circle because this does not have the equal sign. And all the numbers that are more than negative 3 would be in this direction. This one, I subtracted 3 from both sides. I made this a 45. 7x is less than or equal to 42. Divided by 7, x is less than or equal to 6. So I have 6 in the middle of the number line. I have a few numbers to the left and a few numbers to the right. My circle above 6 is going to be closed because I can include it. It has an equal sign. And all the numbers that are less than that would be to your left. Okay, let's take a look at the next group. So x over 4 is greater than or equal to negative 7. Instead of dividing by 4, I can multiply by 4. But whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other. So this is x, because 4 over 1, I can cross cancel. 4 goes in that once, cross divide, excuse me. That's x is greater than or equal to negative 28. So I have negative 28, negative 27, negative 26, negative 25. And then over here, negative 29, negative 30, negative 31. Over the negative 28, we put a circle. It's closed because that's an equal sign. And all the numbers that are more than negative 28, this is x is greater than or equal to, are going to be to my right. Well, here, it's a little bit interesting how it's set up. So let's just solve for x first. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. I get 10 is less than, that's its opposite pair, 5x. And then I divide both sides by 5, and I get 2 is less than x. But it's easier for me to graph if x is on the other side. So I say x, the bigger part was pointing to x, so the bigger part still has to point to x. X is greater than 2. Remember, if we switch these, this has to flip around also. And now it's easy to graph. I put 2 in the middle. I have a few numbers to the right. I have a few numbers to the left. circle over the 2. I keep it open because there's no equal sign here. And all the other numbers that are more than 2 would be going to the right. 3 is an answer. 4.5 is an answer. These are all the solutions to this. How about for number 6? Instead of subtracting 7, I'm going to add 7 to both sides. I get 1/3 x, that's a 0 pair, is greater than or equal to -2. Instead of multiplying by 1/3, I could divide by 1/3, but remember, if I want to get rid of a fractional coefficient, I can multiply by its reciprocal, and the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3/1. So I do the same thing on this side. Any number times its reciprocal is 1. So this is x is greater than or equal to. -2 times 3 is -6. Divided by 1 is -6. So let's graph this. -6 goes in the middle. We have the numbers to the left. And then we have the negative numbers to the right. I put a circle over -6. It's a closed circle because it has the equal sign. And all the other numbers that would be more than -6 would be shaded to your right. And finally, true or false, -6 is a solution to the following inequality. We could actually solve it 2 ways. I could say, here's my inequality. Let's solve for it. I add 2 on both sides, and I get x is greater than -3. Is -6 greater than -3? It is not, so that means this is false. I could also have put -6 in this inequality. -6 minus 2 greater than -5. A -6 and a -2 is a -8. And would this be true? No, it's false. So you could have solved it 2 ways. So that is how we solve and graph simple